Today we're going to be checking out the Mini Warhead from Warhead Amps. So this is something just really fun and cool, and I just decided to pre-order one of them as soon as I saw they went up. Unfortunately, I didn't get one of like the early ones that had kind of the little color variant grill thing going on, but that's okay. I was just happy to get one. Basically, what's going on here with this is, back in the 2000s, Dime from Pantera and Damage Plan, before he was tragically taken from us, he had a Warhead signature amplifier, so his tech, Grady, teamed up with KHDK, the pedal company, who I've had a little bit of on the channel before, and they decided to make a little solid state 40-watt amplifier to kind of honor his legacy. They tweaked it a bit to get it to sound good and in a way that they figured Dime would like, just to kind of be a cool thing to carry on his legacy, have a cool sounding little amp. And I think that's awesome. So I decided to definitely jump in on this and snag one. Now, unfortunately, when I first got my amp, and I posted about this on my Instagram and whatnot, mine had a problem with it. I'm not sure. It might have just gotten damaged during shipping or something like that. But it started kind of fizzling and farting out on me, and I was super bummed out about that. But they helped me out and sent over a little replacement thing so I could pop it in there. And ever since, it has been golden and just sounding great. So it's a dead simple little amp. You have a volume, a presence control, bass, middle, treble, the gain for your distortion, and then it does have an effects loop. It weighs basically nothing. Like I said, it's 40 watts. I don't really know if this thing would be loud enough to keep up with a drummer in a live context. It's definitely a loud little amp. It's a loud 40 watts for sure. You hook this up to a 412, you are going to hear it. But I don't know if it's going to fully keep up with a band at those volumes. So just kind of keep that in mind. But as far as an amp to kick around at home, to play, maybe have it hooked up to like an IR so that you send it to front of house, you could definitely do that if you want to use it in a live context. It's definitely a cool amp, and like I said, it's continuing a great legacy. So I think Dime would like it. I mean, he would think it's cool to have a little mini version of it. He would think probably it's so cool how far guitar technology and all the gear has come since his passing, but it's a solid state distortion for sure. If you boost that treble and presence, you can definitely get that nastier aggressive kind of grating top end he liked, especially in the early days of Pantera. One thing was I thought it was kind of weird that in order to get like really thick saturation, you basically had to crank the gain all the way. I basically have this thing at like 99% of gain. I figured, especially being dime, this thing would have all the gain and then some, but it's not like it's, not enough gain. You just have to crank it. So those are all of his features. Like I said, it's just a little thing, dead simple amp. It did have a little issue, but they were able to sort me out with that. So again, thank you for that. That was really great of them to get me taken care of so quickly. I was plugging into this with my RIP Star Destroyer, which does have a Fishman Influence Modern in the bridge, and this was going into my Two Notes Captor X, which has a VM12 65 and DV77 IR, which it's mostly the DV77. It's just a little bit of the VM1265, and I actually have a link down below if you want to try that out for yourself. It's totally free for you. Let me know what you think. But we're going to hear it all in that same setup in the out of mix, and we're going to turn some knobs and hear how the amp sounds. Let's check it out. So definitely a little kick-ass amp. I think this would make Dime smile. I think he would dig it. He'd chuck some cool riffs on there, maybe shred a little bit, do a cool, whammy squeal or something on it. I did my best to write something like Dime. I think I got close, at least some of the essence. He's definitely hard to replicate, but I think I got in the ballpark, essence of Dime, maybe. But I'd be curious to know what your thoughts are on the amp, if you dug it. I will have a link down below if you want to check that out, but thanks for watching. Stay metal.